I'm pleased to be here again this year. And again, here's a little note from John in his last letter that it's a long-lived potential supply of organic phosphate worth billions with a capital B, and that's what we're working towards. So we've got it started now. We had some things that we had to prove, and you can see the things we have done and what's coming this year, new prospecting permits on the other 3 application zones, which will take this from approximately 6 kilometers of strike to 30 kilometers of strike, and potential from 40 million tons to 200 million tons. And to give you an idea of what value that is, if we have $240 a ton sale value right now for rock phosphate according to Argus, and generously gross margins $100 a ton, 90% discount, you're getting $10 a ton on 200 million tons is $2 billion divided by fully diluted 150 million shares. So $12 a share or 20 cents is not a bad target. And again, we've got lots of acreage. We've gone through a real problem in the last 3 years training the BLM how not to do it what they did before. This time, with the applications we've got for the 3 drill permitting sections, is to get them to let us drill it first and then do the gross environmental assessment to see what's there so that we can prove there's something worthwhile to spend the $500,000 to do the assessment and not to lose a year. So it's going to be interesting. Now there's a question of why is everybody else toxic and why are we organic? Real simple. This is the Western Phosphate field that covers 5 states. Gary Smith, our geo, postulates that the Western Phosphate field used to be an ocean, and as it evaporated and contracted, it would concentrate the heavy metals. And because we're at the edge of it, and Ataphos is in the middle, all the heavy metals precipitate out at depth. So we're up 4,500 feet. Ataphos is down 500 feet, minus 500 feet. So they're going to get the heavy metals, we're not. There's a 5,000-foot differential between what we have and what Ataphos has. So that's why Ataphos is MAP and DAP. It's polluted with the heavy metals, and they have to put it through beneficiation to extract them all. MAP and DAP sell for $500 to $600 a ton. I think that the $240 number for organic phosphate, rock phosphate, is way too low. And here you can see the outline of the other side of the Murdoch Mountain, the south end, where we've got the target zones A, B, and C. A is where we were drilling, and really it was just the first quarter of A. Like A is 6 kilometers long, and we drilled the first 1.5 kilometers. So there's an awful lot more to go, and we hope to be able to get the purple targets, yellow, and blue all permitted by the end of April, so we can get another drill on the north end to get it going while we're drilling on the south end to really move this thing along. Again, the holes are 120, 130 meters, right? And we can go from doing 6 holes in a click and a half to probably 1 hole every click going forward to get an idea of what's there, because it's all contiguous and homogeneous. This gives you an idea of what the place looks like. It's really barren. The big truck is the water truck that we have to haul water up to lubricate the drill. But when we pulled out after 3 weeks, we had reclaimed all the area that we needed to under our contract with the BLM, so we can demonstrate we know what we're doing. So this is really important. You can see the 2025 drilling program here, and the white line is the road, and the whole zone, you can see it's blue and yellow, goes up and over the hills to the north, but that's really going west, okay? And what's really interesting is we were able to get 6 holes done in the 2.5 weeks we had to drill. And you can see on the top how the green line runs. That's the road we're following, and the section line shows you where the lower section plan view originates. And so we're drilling from the right to the left. So we're going from east to west. We're going from the bottom of the hill to the top. Okay, and what we're seeing is that they're all contiguous and homogeneous, which is critically important because we have three things we have to prove with this opportunity. One, it's phosphate. So we did. We got phosphate in every hole from the Mead Peak member, which is the blue zone just below the purple, okay? And then we had to prove that it was organic, which we did when we ran the heavy metal assays and put those out 3 weeks ago. So it's clean and it's, as I say, homogeneous. So we think that this will continue to apply under the whole 30 kilometers of strike because it is a sedimentary layer, and these tend to be contiguous and homogeneous, and we're proving that out. So the Rex chert is just the upper level of limestone that we can see. When we go through that, we know we're in the phosphate, and it's at the bottom as well. Now, we got a real surprise. All the other holes we've seen 3 to 4 meters of 10 to 13% P2O5. When we got the final hole in hole 6, we not only got that at the upper level, at the bottom of the hole, we got another 4 meters of 17%. Now, the area in between on that 30-meter Mead Peak phosphorus trend is pretty consistent, but to come up with another 4 meters of 17% at the bottom, and then what's in between is 1 to 3%. So you only need 7 or 8% for direct application raw rock phosphate. So it gives us a real opportunity to blend the upper 12 to 13% and the bottom 17% down with what's there into a usable 7, 8% that farmers could have on the fields. So it means we can actually produce the whole 30-meter section of the Mead Peak Formation, that we don't have to drill upper or lower zones. You can simply, it's going to be mined like a coal seam, so you just simply go up to the face that's 30 meters high and you grind it up, ship it, get it out to the top to the adit, put it in a truck it down to Montello 6 kilometers away, and then grind it up into fineness there, put it in a bag, take it across the street to a rail car and put it in the rail car, and when it's full, you ship it to California. So transportation's easy. It's easy to think about what we have in terms of what it looks like and what our opportunity is. So we've got 120 million shares outstanding. We've got 52 million warrants. There'll be 12 million of those be exercised over the next 2 weeks at essentially a nickel, some 8 cents, give us another $750,000 in the bank. There are 48 million warrants at 10 cents that have a force at 25 cents for 10 days. And I would think by the end of February we'll come to that point. If they're exercised, that's another $4.5 million I get without any further dilution to the company. And that's all I need to drill. So it's a pretty reasonable opportunity. And again, I've got $700,000 in the bank. I'll have $1.5 million by the end of next week, potential another $4.5 million by the end of February, early March. We're in really great shape moving from here. And it's simple. It's just, we'll get the permits, we'll go and drill, and it's there or it's not. We already know it's phosphorus, we already know it's organic, but then we have to answer the same question that we're always asked, lads, is how big is it, right? And we're going to find that out fairly quickly. We think we'll know by next November. And if we can see it's gone, if the lower zone continues all the way through the 30 kilometers, then we're not going to have 200 million tons. Potentially we could have 400 million tons, which would give us about a $20 share number. So this can be easily ramped up. It's a simple concept. It's not difficult. Once you understand it's sedimentary, homogeneous, contiguous, then it all makes sense. And away we go. We're going to have at it and do the best we can and give you the best bang you can for your 20 cents today. Just to note, we were posted on the OTCQB last week, and then we were cleared by TTC to trade on Thursday. So we're going to see, I think, a very strong participation from Americans in the market. And they're already increasing our Canadian volume because of jitneying by about 50%. So, we were a good story at 3 cents and 5 cents when I was here a year ago, and it's a much better story today at 20. Thank you for listening, and God bless. Take you home.